We are back at it once again with another episode of Whiskey and Water.
If you're watching, we've been doing this new thing where we're holding our mics, and it's been a game changer, y'all.
Yes, holding our mics.
It's so much more comfortable.
We also said that we were going to introduce ourselves. So I'm your co-host, Jess.
I'm your co-host, Liv.
For all of our new listeners.
All of you.
All of you.
Every single one.
Every single one.
All of the hundreds.
We love all of you so much. And it's been a crazy week.
Wow.
It's
been a wild ride. Today we're pretty much just gonna like chit chat, catch up, talk a little bit about the election because I mean obviously that's very relevant right now.
How could we not?
And then my birthday is tomorrow, but when this comes out it will have passed already. Wow.
How exciting.
Special day.
25. Finally catching up to me.
Yes. But before we get into the good stuff, we would like to thank our sponsor again for the podcast.
Back at it again.
Guys, we renewed. It's a good day. If you listened to last week's, you know what's about to go down.
You know what's about to go down right now.
If you didn't hear last week's episode, we basically said our contract with Celsius is up, but if we renew it, we will shotgun an entire can. So we are, brother. We are women of our word. And here we go.
So, and this is actually like even funnier than like anyone else shotgunning because one, I don't drink beer. So I've never shotgunned
anything.
Maybe a white Colt. No,
never.
No.
Wow.
I'm not a beer person. I never have been. It makes me feel sick.
Yeah.
I'm that bitch. I'm like whiskey or nothing. Y'all know how it is.
Yep.
Maybe a White Claw.
Yeah.
But nothing comes to mind.
Yeah.
And Olivia obviously doesn't drink alcohol.
I don't think I've ever shotgun anything in my life.
So here's to firsts, guys.
Yes, here's to first.
Cheers to that,
cheers to our first shotgun.
So we're going to lay down the mics.
Yeah.
Probably have to expedite this process a little bit because we have to poke the holes and shit.
Okay.
But you guys will hear the good stuff. We're going to set down our mics now.
All right.
It needs to be.
Should we Google how to shotgun?
I think it needs to be on a. I think it needs to be like here.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Or I think it needs to be like on the same side.
We have one call. We're allowed one call for assistance. It's like a game show. I'm gonna call my redneck fiance.
What do you need, sir?
How do you shotgun? Where do you put the hole?
So, okay, you're gonna put it at the bottom, but angle it the other way.
This way?
Like a 40. Yeah, a little more down so there's an air pocket. So when you close to the bottom, doesn't spray everywhere.
What side does it need to be on?
That side. Yep.
Okay, so on this side, and then tilt it here, and then put the hole here.
Exactly. Yeah. Resin liquid.
And then drink it out of. Oh my God, he scared me.
There's so much happening.
Danny scared me just now. No, it's like this. I know how to do it now. I was confused. Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
You're gonna spray.
Bye, boyfriend and fiance.
First time I shot shotgunning?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, that's what Tyler said. He's like, you're gonna get it everywhere.
Probably.
Maybe we should back up. Should we take our headphones off?
Maybe.
Full sun.
Towel down.
We should have a towel down, so I told you.
Danny, will you grab a towel?
Ah! Okay, you did.
Hell yeah, brother.
Okay, alright. Now, how do I do that?
It's okay, you gotta just apply pressure.
Ellie, get out of here.
And then you gotta tilt it. Ah!
Okay, it's open.
Okay.
It's open.
Alright.
Okay, and then just go for it. Okay.
And then, gotta put that part on your mouth.
Yeah.
That
1, 2, go.
Oh no! I'm ready! I'm scared.
Are we doing the whole thing?
I can't. There's no way.
Just do as much as you can. Get ready, set, to go.
I can't. My nails can't.
How do you chug? How do you
You
chug?
gotta open your throat.
I gotta get like a good grip on the thing.
Thing?
Okay, on the thing, because you gotta undo it.
You have to undo it?
You have to undo it! Yeah!
Oh, maybe that's why I can't chug. You have to undo this?
Yeah, you have to undo it in order to chug it.
This is complicated.
Yeah. So get a good grip on the thing.
Oh. Okay. Wait, what? When are you supposed to undo it?
I remember my first time. Death. Fatality.
we chose to stand up. Ooh,
Well,
I still have most of mine. I'm doing good.
people do this right.
Wait, I'm still finishing mine.
Okay. Oh my god. It's a talent. I respect it. I don't know how people do this.
The B-roll's gonna be so cool.
I did good.
You did.
I'm proud of you, brother. I'm kind of sad. My whole thing is on the floor.
I have more. Round 2.
Oh god.
That's so funny.
Okay.
Alright, this is it.
Y'all gonna get Celsius wasted.
I'm gonna go wasted. I just
But
finished
I'm
my
gonna go
first
cold
can of
can.
Celsius. I'm about to finish another one.
Whiskey,
Danny,
what the fuck are you
on?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Get the fuck out of here. You are fine.
What is wrong with me? You guys already know. No high fructose corn syrup, no preservatives, no artificial colors or flavor.
Healthy energy accelerates metabolism and burns body fat.
Okay, let's clear ourselves up here.
Okay.
Okay.
So now that that's over with,
The deed was done.
wow.
Celsius, we love you.
We learned a lot about ourselves just then.
No high fructose corn syrup. No preservatives. Healthy energy. Boost your
Healthy-
metabolism.
Exactly.
Wow.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
That was interesting.
That was so funny.
Well, you know.
I'm fucking cracked right now.
I'm cracked. Oh, I'm definitely cracked.
You didn't drink any.
The chugs that I did drink did the job.
So for those of you who are just listening, we should maybe give them a little rundown of what just happened. Olivia dropped at least 70% of the Celsius on the
yeah,
ground.
because apparently you're supposed to crack something open.
It was our first time shotgunning anything. I probably did about
Half of it. 75%.
I probably did like 90%. I probably like 80%.
Well, either way, yeah, so that's out of the way. Let's get into our segments. Today, we have our moment of gratitude.
Moment of gratitude.
What are you thankful or grateful for in this very moment and today?
Today,
Woo! I got Celsius in my nose and
She
my
did.
eyes. It was a hot mess.
it's on the walls
Like,
right now and the floor.
If you guys are listening, like, we'll post a snippet on the feed of this because
It's so
you
fucking
definitely
funny.
need to watch what just went down.
It's so funny.
Anyways, moment of gratitude.
Yeah, today, Olivia's been here for a couple hours already.
Yeah.
I mean, per usual.
Yeah.
But so I was feeling a little bit stagnant. I was kind of like, okay, I really had to not dig deep for what I'm grateful for, but kind of really be like, we're just in a fucking mood today. But I am grateful today for my boyfriend Juan,
Aww.
who I have not yet dedicated. A moment of gratitude to, but he's just really been a rock for me these past couple weeks and months, and I don't know, I'm just like very, very happy
He's a good one.
with where we're at right now.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to throw that out there, and
Love that for you.
he's great.
My moment of gratitude today is being close to a body of water.
Love that
I
for
did
you.
some reflecting yesterday, or was it the day before? I think it was the day before. And although it was too windy at the beach, when it's so windy that the sand is like pelleting your legs and it's
whipping your
painful,
legs. Yes.
and you feel like you're getting shot by a bunch of little freaking bullets. Yeah, so the beach didn't work out, but I knew I like wanted to be by a body of water just to get that like breeze and hear the water. It's so important,
It
it's so
is.
important for me.
I really can't imagine
Like
not
I
living next
didn't-
to a body of water.
I really felt like I could not journal and reflect about my past year and my next year, like without being surrounded by water. I don't know why. Like, oh, yes, I do. Because we're humans and like that's fucking human nature. But yeah, I'm just so thankful that we're in Miami. And, if it's not the beach, it's the bay or the intercoastal or, something.
There's so many different bodies of water around
Like
us.
I was at a marina just at a dock. I was like, I just need to be like, it's water. I don't care
pulling
how.
up on someone's boat.
I don't care how or like, just make it happen. So yeah, I'm thankful
We need
for
to go
water.
back to that spot in Sunset Harbor.
Yes, that is a great body of water.
That's a great body of
I
water.
love that body.
I love that.
That's a good body.
It's so good.
All right, so that is our moment of gratitude. Of course, we want to encourage you guys to also take this moment and think about one thing you're grateful for in this moment or this day or this week. You know, start Monday off on the right thankful notes.
Hell yeah, brothers.
And let's do some mystery beef. Election edition.
This has been a really fun segment for us.
It really has.
And you know, you guys know that we don't like to be like negative or shit on anyone, but like it's just it's just kind of part of us.
And it's all in good fun. We're never genuinely shitting on people. And
it's just really fun to share like things that we would typically just keep between ourselves. Like it's really fun to share that with you guys.
A little chit chat.
You know, a little shit talking, little chisme.
Little tea spilled.
Yes.
But yeah, so today's mystery beef segment is brought to you by
the 2020 election.
The 2020 election and the people who say, if you're not mature enough to not unfriend me over politics, maybe we shouldn't be friends to start. Or
when they're like, oh, not being friends with someone because of their political beliefs couldn't be me.
And I'm like,
bitch, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's not. And I've seen, obviously, like, there's these memes that's like, bitch, this isn't a neighborhood basketball game. These are literally human fucking rights. Yeah. And yeah, if we can't see eye to eye on that, then I don't want to be friends.
It brings me back to that meme that's kind of been circulating a lot recently, which is like, we can disagree over pizza toppings, not human rights.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where the disconnect is. We shared something this morning, both you and I shared it, and it was something like along the lines of, the fuck was it? I can't remember like the word.
I'm gonna use this opportunity to grab a Celsius because I actually did not get any.
I'm down to share one.
I didn't get any in my actual mouth, so I'm gonna go do that.
Me cracked out. I'll have another one. So what we shared this morning was, whenever I hear Republicans justify voting for Trump, they tell me about what he's done for their bank accounts this year. When people talk about voting for Biden, they talk about how they're trying to protect other people, and that's the fundamental difference. And I think that that's so true. Like, a lot of people justify, you know, voting for Trump because
the economy,
because they're fiscally conservative.
But your taxes,
which I understand. You know,
totally.
I grew up in a Republican conservative household for the most part. My dad, unfortunately, bless his soul, Trump supporter. It's a sickness. It's an
Get
illness.
Get well soon.
And so, I mean, I really can relate to that in a lot of ways. But the thing is, even if, like, let's say that Biden was Trump, like, let's say that the roles were reversed, I would vote Republican.
Yeah.
Because
it's not about the party.
It's really not about the party for me. It's about the person and who I want as a leader.
Yeah, but then it's so interesting because I'm definitely, you know, a Democrat in my beliefs and pretty much everything. But it's interesting because I do try to stay as open as possible, and I'll go on Trump supporters' things and I'll listen to what they're saying, and I'll watch Fox News because I'm genuinely curious what their points are. And it's just so interesting how diverse these opinions are, because then you see a girl on TikTok who's like, I'm voting for Trump because I want to save this. And it's like all like kind of human rights stuff, but it's just like different human rights stuff, like the unborn babies and like things like that. It's like some people truly believe that like that
they're doing good.
You know, I don't want to like shit on anyone's opinions. Everyone, that's
Trump.
The great thing. Yes, fuck Trump, but like, it's just people see so differently, and like some people genuinely believe that they are fighting a good fight.
Get well soon. No, but and I know what you mean because of the whole like, unborn baby thing. Because like I want to kind of just simmer on that for a second because
we haven't even. This is just the mystery beef segment.
I know. I wanted to reel it back, but now that we're here,
we're already here. Okay, here we go.
So because of the unborn babies thing, and I think that I really do understand that for a lot of people. I don't particularly, you know, support, you know, full-term abortion, you know, like I don't think that that's right.
A great option, yeah.
I also don't think that any woman presented with that choice is just being like, let's just kill my child.
Yeah,
full term.
Literally.
9 months later, I just decided
you know
I don't want it.
I changed my mind.
But I think that there is a huge issue with, you know, wanting to protect the, you know, quote unquote unborn children, and then not doing anything to protect those unborn children's rights when they are born, because there's so many issues surrounding that. Like there's one, like the healthcare. There's the healthcare, like supporting the child. It's, you know, the money, like the fiscal responsibility of having the child. And then two, like you know, there's another image circulating the internet right now that says, like, if the child was gay, would you still protect its rights? And I think that's a huge issue. And
like, what about the lives in the undocumented immigrants who are in cages like dogs right now?
Yes.
Like I saw something that was like, you know, it just, there's so much. I don't really want this to be like, let's talk about like our politics episode. I'd rather just talk about it like in our society and on social media and things like that.
I just thought it was interesting because you brought it up, because, like, you know, they are posting their own shit, you know, and they truly believe in it. And I'll never take that away from anyone. Right. And like I said, I can, you know, I can truly see both sides. And I know that sometimes on social media, I am a little bit more outward, you know, outspoken with my left-leaning, you know, ideals and views. And that's only because there's so much at stake right now.
Yeah.
But I truly do. Like, I can have a conversation with anyone, but I think that it's really important to emphasize that Trump is not a good leader. He doesn't respect any of these ideals. I
also think it's like, you know, we're looking at a person's character too.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I mean, to be the free leader of our world, I think you have to take character into consideration. What do you think?
I mean, the guy has like 43 rape allegations, like, and people are just choosing to look over that and be like, well, Biden sniffs girls. Like, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. The dude's fucking creepy.
Yeah, no, I mean, settle for Biden for a reason.
Settle for Biden. And, you know, whatever. The election's over. We're not, you know, we're not trying to sway anyone. We're just kind of, you know, having this open conversation because this is just how we feel. And hopefully by the time this has gone live, which will be this next Monday, Biden will have won. And we won't have to worry about these things.
And that's another thing. Like, okay, well, I kind of want to reel back to our mystery beef and finish that up, because I think that is hilarious. There's very much this like idea of like, oh, well, you know, if we can't agree to disagree, then we can't be friends. And it's like, I think especially now with everything with Black Lives Matter, and, you know, there's just so, like you said, there's so much at stake, and it's human rights. That's what's at stake. It's people's lives. And that's why it's so personal. It's like, it's not just politics. It's like, it's personal.
And I want to kind of emphasize this, because a lot of people are like, well, Trump's not doing anything to, you know, take away anyone's rights. He is actively repealing
privilege.
It is privilege. He is actively repealing back abortion rules. He's actively repealing back gay marriage, environmental rights, and
LGBTQ plus protection.
He repealed back something that Obama put in place that said that it was a right to give trans people health care under like Medicare. And he repealed that back and said that that's not a right. And he also like took back the right to serve like anyone. Like he said, like, you know, if you're gay, like people don't have to serve you. Like, you know, at a restaurant and, you know, any type of service or business, it's not a right to be served by anyone.
Yeah. So, and like, I think at the end of the day, it's just like, we believe that everyone should be treated equally and have the same right to be protected. Like, it's really simple when it comes down to it. And I don't understand really how you could think otherwise. Like, mind your business. But yeah, I guess that wraps up Mystery B.
And I think that the true difference here is that, you know, I would rather spend more in taxes if it meant that people were going to be protected than, you know, worry about what was in my bank account. And like, and we can talk about the memes that are being like tossed
circulated
around.
There's
and it's
so
like,
many
it's like the popcorn
right
ceiling, and it's like, if your ceiling looks like this, don't worry about Biden's tax plan.
Oh my god,
and it's so fucking true.
It's hilarious. And what's sad is that like so many people who his laws and his presidency would not benefit are still voting for him for the pure fact that he aligns with their racist values and their white supremacy values. And it's like, his laws are not gonna help, like his tax laws are not gonna benefit you in bumfuck fucking Kentucky, like sitting in your trailer park home.
And I think that, you know, even speaking closer to home, the Latinos in Miami, like,
that's a huge thing,
who are voting for Trump because, you know, they side with his views. And it's like, my guy, he does not like you.
Yeah.
He does not fuck with you. He would his white supremacist like followers don't like you. show up to a rally and they're gonna fucking be harassing you and attacking you.
Right, if you don't have all Trump gear on.
Yeah, and then it's all of a sudden buddy.
Because then you're a token for them.
Then you're the token
Then you're,
Latino.
Latinos love Trump. Oh, black people love Trump.
And I know we got a little off topic here. You know, we're just obviously
we tend to do that.
very passionate about this subject.
And it's like, it's just so relevant. Like, we're in
so
the middle
relevant.
of a fucking election.
We're literally waiting for Nevada's polling results as we speak.
I've seen Twitter, like, my brain is not meant to think about Nevada this much.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's just so funny. Like, for days, we're just looking at the same state. It's crazy.
Yeah, and disclaimer, you know,
these are all of our personal opinions. We're in no way enforcing it on you guys. We like to think that, like, you know, our demographic and our audience kind of believes in the same things that we do, but we obviously don't want to offend anyone and their beliefs, but fuck Trump. But
that's all we gotta say.
We just, you know, gotta make that disclaimer.
And fuck Trump doesn't mean fuck Republicans. You know,
Correct.
like, the majority of my family is Republicans. I have a ton of Republican friends, unfortunately. And
that brings us back to the mystery beef.
Exactly.
Of like, it's tough because, I mean, I have people in my life too who I love dearly and hold close to my heart that voted for Trump. And, you know, it's just like, at the end of the day, I understand, like, you know, I don't want to break a friendship or break a relationship over it. You know, maybe in that way, it's just best to not even bring it up, because it's also like,
like, what are you gonna do?
Pick and choose your battles. You're
gonna fight with your dad. You're gonna fight with your, you know,
and
your
really,
mother-in-law or whoever it is.
And really, it's like, it's one vote, and at the end of the day, you have to, you know, think about your life and how it affects you. Granted, we are all privileged.
You have to protect your energy.
We're all privileged in the fact that, like, a lot of these laws aren't directly affecting either of us, but that is a privilege that, like, we recognize. But if we were in a different situation, you know, maybe it would be like, sorry, Dad, I can't fucking talk to you anymore.
Yeah, and the thing is, like,
we all have to make those decisions for ourselves.
Yeah, and, you know, taking it back to the mystery beef, it's like, you know, we get that they want to keep the peace, and that's what, like, the theme of
it's in
the images are, and
it's in good intentions.
Yeah,
people just want to be like, listen, I love everyone no matter what. But it's also like, I think especially with the Black Lives Matter movement just happening, I think there's a lot of fire under people's asses.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot at stake right now.
And this whole concept of, like, people wanting to be unproblematic, but by doing that, you're being problematic.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, a huge influencer was like, remember, we're all in this together. And it's like,
we're not, though.
Yeah, but it's...
But we're not.
It's interesting. Yeah.
But we're not.
Okay, so moving on, we have a little bit of ketchup, squirt.
Hell yeah, brother.
Pretty much, guys, did you know that, like, it was going to take this long for the election? I thought it was the day of. We talked about it in last week's episode. We were like, we usually find out that night or the next day.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been, like, 3 days.
3. Has it been 3 already?
Today's the 3rd day.
It was like that
night we're waiting. And, like, how long? Wow. And how long is it going to take? Like, will we know by Monday?
It's been 2 days.
No, election day was the 3rd. Yesterday was the 4th. Today's the 5th.
Yeah, but it was, like, at night. So I'm really thinking, like, yesterday and today.
Yeah, okay.
Because we would, I think,
when they started the counts.
Yeah.
It's been fascinating. Like, 4 years ago, maybe I just don't remember, but I didn't realize how meticulous it was. Like, we're every single vote. I mean, it's like 3,703,211. So it's like, it's crazy to see those numbers and think, like,
no, I mean, especially with this election, you know, people aren't fucking around.
People aren't fucking around, bro.
I mean, I think
so many more people voted this election than ever. Like, Joe
Biden has broken the record for the most votes in history, which, you know,
it's powerful.
Yeah, brother.
It's powerful. It really is.
Biden 2020, baby.
It's so great. I'm fascinated by the whole thing. Even just watching the news, I'm like, there's something so trippy about this to me. Like, that we're all like, it's like, it's such a production.
I think what's crazy is the polarization of everything. Like, it really is like one side against the other right now, unfortunately.
Oh my god, and now Trump is like suing the states.
Oh my god,
what a sore fucking loser.
To stop the fucking votes, like, that shit's crazy.
But it's like,
that is undemocratic.
They always come around with some sort of, like, kind of legitimate sounding reason. Like, some bullshit. They're like, we need to protect our democracy. So this was the thing. They were like, Biden is saying count all votes, and we're saying count all legitimate votes, because it's fraud if someone voted 50 times. So like they find a way to make it sound legit, where they're like, we need to protect our democracy.
To the people who live in bumfuck nowhere who are like, it's fraud.
And then
the Biden and the Democrats are frauding the politics.
But both sides are like, we need to protect our democracy, which is so interesting. Isn't it crazy? How can you be on both sides and you're like trying to stand up? It's wild. It blows my mind. I don't know. It's so interesting.
It's like we're all fighting for the same fucking thing.
And it makes me wonder, like, I just don't, it's just so much. It's so a much. Lot. Okay. Anyways, well, hopefully we know by Monday, guys. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Hang in there.
Yeah.
Well, we're buckling up. All the memes coming out on social media are hilarious too. I've been like kind of on Twitter, like when I'm out and about throughout the day, but it's not as updated as you think it would be.
Why would it be updated?
Just like as a source of news.
Oh yeah, no. I mean,
like I was shooting yesterday, and I was like,
the thing is, it's a slow process, so it's like it can't
way slower than I thought it would be.
It can't be like that, you know. You know what I mean? Like, we know the same time everyone else does. Like, no one else knows anything that we don't know.
And then Trump fucking spelling polls wrong is just it for me. Like, you really can't script this. You can't make this shit up. Like
why isn't someone why isn't someone watching his tweets?
Why is this happening? Like, why is this happening?
America is a reality TV show.
It is literally, like, it's insane. And I just feel like other countries are just watching us and just laughing, bro.
He literally,
it's a reality show.
He tried to, like, tweet that he won. Like,
of course he did. Do we expect anything else?
He posted, like, he said, he was like, I'm calling it. I've won these 3 states.
When he was literally losing. And
we're like, you can't call it. Like, you don't just get to call it and then it just stops insane. When you're ahead. And the reason for a lot of the, you know, kind of discourse right now with the votes and the fraud is because statistically, Democrats mail in their votes and they do early voting. And statistically, Republicans go on the day of. So naturally, there's something called a red mirage, meaning that states will start off very red, but that's why we're getting
very blue because it's mail-in.
No. Mail-in isn't counted until after. So it starts off very red because what's counted first is everyone that goes in person. That's what's counted first, and that's why there's an influx of blue votes afterwards. Is because they're starting to count in all the mail-in votes.
And he's literally like, stop counting the votes. Like, how this works?
sir, shall we? And what is crazy to me is that if this were flipped backwards, if, you know, Antifa and BLM were the ones at the voter registration and like the voting count stations, they would be getting shot. They would be getting tear gassed. They would be getting there would be so much happening. Riots. Like but now that the white supremacists are out there all strapped the fuck up, all of a sudden we're out of tear gas. You know what I'm saying?
It's also crazy that like stores were like boarding up. Like,
I'm like, good for them.
No, absolutely good for them. But the fact that like
it's gotten to that, like, America's literally the purge.
Yeah, like the purge type shit. Like all of New York Street was boarding up their windows. I'm like, what is happening?
It's crazy.
I don't know if politics is getting crazier. I don't know if media is more available. I don't know if we're getting older. I don't know if it's a mix of all of those things, but like shit is really just
hitting the fan
right now. But in other news unrelated to election, even though it's very in the news right now,
other news,
we had an interesting Halloween. I didn't do shit. What did you? Oh, well, you went to the party.
Yeah, Halloween. We did something the first night.
Friday
night we went. Friday night we went out for Macy's birthday, and that was fun because we had a nice little girls' dinner, and then we went. By the way, we went to this dinner, and you know, all these restaurants say that they're like COVID compliant. We were in a room because it was a fairly large dinner party. There was probably like 15 of us, and we were
ass
back to
ass.
fucking
Yeah.
back with other tables, like literally, like
In
couldn't scoot your chair back type
in
of
an
energy.
enclosed room,
in an like,
Like
in a you know,
like
where-
a private dining room, but like a
Yes.
small private little section dining
Like,
room.
I didn't want to, you know, be that bitch,
Yeah.
but I was really unhappy. I was like, you know, I'll risk COVID for my girlfriends, not for fucking Sally and Sue over there who look like they haven't showered in 2 weeks.
Well,
like, no thanks.
That, and I just think it's so interesting that like COVID cases are still going up and no one's talking about it. And no one's talking about it.
I mean, and the thing is, I have like some differing values here, not values, but like
Opinions.
opinion, outlook, whatever you want to call it, perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think that we should be open. I think that we should be open, but I think that there's a right way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is, of course, not shoving, like being truly COVID compliant. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I think that to go places, I think that COVID tests should be a little bit more, you know, available. Like, you know, I did a music video a couple months ago, kind of like not in the prime of COVID, but like definitely when
things are starting to open back up.
when it was still a thing, and they tested us right outside. And I don't know how expensive that is,
Yeah.
but I think that should be more widely available. Like,
Absolutely.
if people want to,
Instant.
I think that people should, if they want to go out places, then they should get like a weekly test.
Weekly test. Yeah.
I think that that's not too much to ask.
I don't
you know?
think it is either. And it's like, it's available now. I just think
We actually, so bringing it back to Halloween, you know, we went out. We actually ended up going to like a little bar afterwards, but
which I knew I was a little hesitant to start, but I figured I would swing by. I was like, I can always leave if I'm, you know.
and we wore our masks like while we were in there, and then we got to like, you know, a back area.
But no, even before that, like I could not believe guys walking in.
Oh my God, it was. There was a crowd outside.
Sardine packed, shoulder to shoulder, all in Halloween costumes.
And Olivia
not
and I are
one mask in sight.
Olivia and I were the only two people in there out of hundreds, I swear, with a mask on.
And it's just crazy to me because I'm like, y'all
Just
like,
out here thinking that y'all are immune?
people just don't care, man. I don't know what it is, but for me, it's like, yeah, I
And
just think about my
said,
family.
That being said, I stayed there. Olivia did end up
I had to
leaving.
pee so bad, and that's really why I went inside. And then I was there for like 5 minutes, and it was hard because I didn't want to leave, and I like didn't want to.
we were having fun.
I didn't want to offend anyone, and we had just gotten there. We had just gotten to the bar, and it was like, you know, we're starting to dance and have a good time. But I was just like, there's no way I'm gonna be comfortable staying here.
Yeah, and I have to tell everyone about how I fucking valeted. That's fine. How I valeted and got my car back before we get there. So I ended up staying out with like a couple of the girls, and
I ended up taking an Uber back to her place by myself because I was just like, fuck this.
And so we stayed there. I didn't take off my mask unless we were in our own little like section when it was just us. So I took off my mask there, but otherwise when I was walking through shit, I would, you know, put it on. But so I was a little bit worried because I was like, okay, if all these people are being this irresponsible, then
That means they're being irresponsible
elsewhere.
everywhere.
Yeah. So I ended up going home that night, but me and Macy like party hopped a little bit because, you know, it's her birthday, you know, I'm trying to have fun, whatever. So we went to like a couple little like shindigs that our friends were having. And then, so I had actually valeted to this,
the restaurant that we went to.
To the restaurant we went to. And so I get to like, you know, where I valeted the car, you know, we Uber back there, and come to realize that like the valet has packed up for the night, and it's probably like 4 a.m. So, you know, I understand that, but like they didn't give me any heads up. You know, they saw me fucking going into like,
That's
you know,
insane.
this bar, and didn't think to like be like, hey, by the way, we close at a certain time. So I'm like, okay, fuck, I really want to take my car home. I don't want to leave my car here overnight. Like, I want to just be able to like drive home, whatever. So because my car is like electric, I don't know if that's the reason.
It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie.
So my phone has like I have like an app where I can track my car. I know the GPS location of my car at all times. So I track it, and I see that it's in like a building near us. So I'm like trying to track it, and then I go inside. I go inside the building, and by now they only have like one concierge person, and you need like a buzzer to get in. I rip open the doors.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, because I didn't think it was gonna open. So
You're psycho. I'd be like, all right, guess I'm getting my car tomorrow. I'll Uber home.
No, so
Like,
and Macy's there. And Macy's
bitch.
there with me. And I pry open the doors, and I walk in barefoot, and I'm like, hey, where the fuck is the valet? He's like, oh, we actually have no affiliation with that valet, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, sick. He can't give me any information on the valet. He's like, you're going to have to try and come back tomorrow. And I was like, well, no. I don't want to do that. So we end up running into one of the guys who at the first bar had bought us all a round of shots.
Oh my God, that guy?
Yes, the guy who...
Doctor?
No. This is at the bar.
Oh, okay.
Not the doctor. So this guy that like had just taken a liking to us and bought us all a round of shots.
Yeah.
So he actually lives in this building that the
What are the
valet was
odds?
at. And he's just out and about. At
What are the
just
odds?
4 a.m. walking around this building. He's like, oh, I can take you to where they valet the cars. I was like, because, you have to have like, a fob to get there. So I'm like, okay, fuck yeah. And so I am tracking my car and then I'm making my car honk. So like, I'm like making it honk until I can hear it. We finally get to the floor, like after going to like 4 different floors.
Oh my
God. To the floor. I fucking find my car.
Meanwhile, hold on. While all this is going down, I'm snuggling a fucking Nugget and Ellie in her bed.
Yeah, she's just passed out.
KO'd.
And at this time, it's like 5 o'clock.
Oh my God.
By the time that like all of this happened. So I'm like just tired as fuck. My feet are killing me.
Oh yeah, no.
So whatever. I get to my fucking car. I drive out, but there's a gate. Oh, by the way, I didn't have my key because I valeted it, but my phone works as a key. So my key is actually still there.
Oh no.
Yeah, I need to go get it.
Oh God.
And I'm trying to figure out how I finesse it.
Ooh,
do I be like, one of my friends was driving my car and they left it here? Or do I be like, you guys didn't give me my key back? You know what I mean? Because that happens sometimes.
Just say that.
But I think that
they'll give it to you either
But I'm
way.
wondering if they're going to know.
Charge you?
Because imagine they have a missing vehicle. You know what I mean?
But no one said shit about it
no one said shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, interesting.
So I'm like, I'm wondering if they know.
They definitely know.
That I stole my car back?
Yeah.
So I'm really concerned about that.
That's so funny.
But so I drive up to the gate, right? Ready to leave. And then
just say you broke open and got your car because no one told you that fucking they would close.
Yeah, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to have to throw a bitch fit, but I will get my fucking key back if I have to pull a fucking 007 goddamn mission and fucking pick the lock on their goddamn valet stand and get it out. But hear me out. Last step of this
like crazy situation.
Last step of this mission. We pull up to the gate to get out of the parking garage, and the thing isn't, my valet ticket's not working because it's not verified.
Yeah.
And I don't think you probably need a fob to get out. So I step out of the car. Macy's still with me in the car. I step out of the car and I start screaming. I am just Bloody Mary. Hello! Like just freaking the fuck out because I'm like, no. I tried lifting the gate myself, didn't work.
Oh my God.
And so I'm screaming for about a couple minutes until one of the security guards comes and he's like, hey, it's okay. It's okay. And I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. They took my car and they left it here. And he's like, no, it's okay. And so he just scans his little fob.
Screaming worked.
Scans his little fob and me and Mace fucking drive out that bitch.
Skirt out.
And so
what a mission.
And so I literally got home at 5:30, took a shower, got into fucking bed, and was like, what
a mission.
Yeah, it was such a mission.
Oh my God.
But
yeah, see, I would have just went home and been like, I'll try to get it tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted my car. I was like, I don't want to have to Uber. I was like, I don't want to get in a stranger Uber right now, because I don't want to I'm like COVID, and I was like barefoot. I was just like, I want to take my car, have my car, get into my building and have it here tomorrow.
That's so funny.
I still need to go get the key.
My sister just came over and we grilled on Halloween night, and some of Tyler's family came over, and in other fucking, I swear, my neighborhood, there's always something. There's always something. Guess what they were doing Halloween night? Having a full-on paintball fight on my street. Oh yeah,
that's fun.
Not when they're blowing up my cars with paintball guns. Yes,
they were hitting your car.
Yes, bitch. All of our cars.
What?
Noel's van.
Well, that's hard.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't because they have guns. How are you going to call cops on people who have guns?
Can't. I was going to say I'd call the cops, but you can't.
I mean, we did. We had, and that's that's the fucked up thing. I should be able to call the cops and not worry that one of these kids
that you're going to be responsible for someone's death.
Yeah. Fuck no, am I calling cops?
Yeah, I can't call the cops.
I wish I could, but I would never put someone's life in danger. And they have paintball guns, So
so it's God forbid.
I would that's worst case scenario.
I can't call the cops.
Not having that on my fucking hands. But there's always something. It's chickens, paintball gun fights, fucking
Santeria,
slashing tires.
Liv's neighborhood is a whole segment in itself.
What happened this week?
Tune into what happened this weekend. Liv's neighborhood.
Honestly.
That's funny as fuck.
It's hilarious. So yeah, that was my Halloween.
Yeah. And then Halloween night, so me and Juan dressed up as Tarzan and Jane, which was actually really cute. Yeah, it was
I loved it. I peeped.
And we went out to a friend's Halloween party. It was fairly intimate. It wasn't anything crazy.
Love that.
And it was a lot of fun. And then I was in bed and we ordered fucking chicken wings and pizza, and I was asleep by like 12:30.
Love that.
It was the most.
See, that's like the
most
type
incredible
of going
thing.
out I'm here for. It's just Miami. Everything opens at 12:30.
Yeah.
Like I'm just not here for
No,
that.
it was a really good party though, and we had a lot of fun. With that being said, we both felt like it was our civic duties to both get tested before, one, we saw each other again, two, before we did anything. Because like, one, I did make the choice to like go out and be around people, even though I knew that kind of might have been a risk, even though I was careful. And
but also you've had it before, but we just don't. We don't know enough.
We just don't know enough. And
you could. I've heard
that's
that
what I
there
tell
can
myself.
be different strains, and
Of
you could get.
course.
I don't know.
Could be worse the second time around. Like there's so much information out there. But regardless, we both got tested on Monday, and we
got our results in 2 days.
Yeah. So guys, CVS.
Yeah.
I don't have insurance, by the way. All it does is if you don't have insurance, you have to give them your social, and then they bill the government for it. Essentially.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Through like Medicare, essentially. Yeah.
Interesting. See, that's why healthcare is important.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Speaking of which, I saw this TikTok of this girl like, I forget that in America you have to pay for healthcare. She's like, I had a liver transplant for free in Australia.
That would literally cost someone $40,000.
Yes. No, 400,000. 400,000. Wait, was it about that right? I gotta look at it.
I'm like 40,000. You're like 400,000. I don't know.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 400,000.
Somewhere between there.
No. It was 400,000. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
She's like, she looked it up. She's like, I googled how much a liver transplant would be in America. She's like 400,000. She's like, the fact that you guys have to pay for this is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just, it's a whole other topic. But yeah, if you guys don't know now, you know, CVS. That was actually my third time.
2 to 3 days.
Oh,
and you do it yourself. It's really cool.
It's a self swab.
They like you pull up to the window. They give you a little baggie. They tell you how to do it. I mean, swabbing yourself definitely isn't ideal.
This is the third time I did it, and
it's the safest way to do it.
Yeah, it's fine. I'd honestly rather almost do that than have someone else shove something up my nose.
Yeah.
But all 3 times I got my results in 2 days, and you know, they send you a text when your results are ready. You log into the little account, and bada boom, bada bing.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that we did it because, one, we both have that peace of mind. I feel like I can go work out at my gym now and not be potentially putting people at risk.
It's just nice to have that peace of mind.
So, I mean, if you guys are going to do something social, whatever it may be, like, I feel like that's your right, but it's also your right to get tested before and after.
Yeah, before you see your family and stuff. Like, that's my main concern. You know, my birthday was coming up. I didn't want to be staying in a hotel and getting a massage and seeing my fucking family and Tyler's grandparents.
Yeah, actually, so one of this girl, Ro, she owns a Glowtique in Miami. She hit me up and she's like, hey, like, come in and, you know, let's do a facial. And I was like, hey, babe, honestly, I'm waiting on COVID results because I don't want to, like, have you come up, be all up in my face.
Yeah,
and although I felt like I was fine, I just didn't want to. I could never sleep at night trying to put someone at risk.
It's that, like, 1%. It's like the back of your head thought that you just don't want to even deal with. Even with my shoot yesterday, I was like, if hopefully I get my results before my shoot because I'm not going.
Yeah.
But yeah, in other news, so my birthday is tomorrow.
Yay.
Super excited. 25. How does it feel? What should I prepare for? Old.
My back hurts. No. Honestly, dude, I feel good. Like,
I mean, time is just a social contract.
Of course, but like I feel good. Just about like where we are. I mean,
science. We do. You know.
What?
Travel the fucking sun. Travel.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm saying, like, time is a social construct, but also, like, science. Like, a year is you're in the same place.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's like it's
a trip around the sun. So.
Yeah. No, 100%. I don't know, though. I feel good, though, because, I mean, I feel like a lot of people, like, really like their 30s and, like, they feel really stable in their 30s and they feel like the 30s are just a better 20s.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I feel like I'm just aging great.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like 20s we're definitely just, like, figuring this shit out, man.
Yeah. I can't wait to be, like, mentally stable. You know?
I feel that. I do, like, feel like we're just figuring shit out.
And I feel like even though we are figuring shit out and we definitely have those highs and lows, like, I don't know. I'm just happy with like where I am at this point. Like I feel like I've made good strides, and I feel like we're setting ourselves up for a lot of success.
Yeah, we are. We're planting a lot of seeds. That's the thing. But I listened to my birthday episode last year, and there's a few things that I'm really proud of myself for accomplishing, because, you know, we're very quick to kind of beat ourselves up about things and kind of, you know, I don't know. We're just hard on ourselves. We're hard on ourselves. I cannot talk today. Hard on ourselves. We compare ourselves a lot to other people, our success, our numbers, everything. It's like we try not to and we preach not to, but it's kind of just human nature. I mean, that's how we like, gauge our success. And
you know, it's harder when you have a little, like when you're putting a lot of time and effort and money into things.
And like you almost have to grow, aka this podcast.
Yeah, you almost have to kind of not compare, but you know, just analyze,
see where you're at,
and see where you can improve. Like, you know, comparison in certain aspects is
healthy. Yeah. But some of the things that I accomplished was the duplex, although that happened like right when it was kind of my birthday. Still that happened in my 24th year, and I'm super proud of it. Definitely, like, going through COVID, even I learned a lot about myself during quarantine. I meditated a lot more than I ever have before. I learned just about myself and my own anxiety and how I handle things, and so that was interesting. I learned a lot about myself in that whole little fun process.
Yeah, I mean, like
it's hard to think about your year because of COVID, but also like I think a lot of us can reflect on that time period and see how it changed us.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many, like, fuck, I shaved my head during quarantine. Like, that shit was crazy. Guys, we weren't sure if this shit was airborne. Like, we were staying inside. Like, we weren't sure if we could like walk our dogs outside.
I was scared to walk outside.
Like, that was so crazy.
Yeah, the fact that we like went through that is insane.
That was a really, really pivotal time for me. Not only because I shaved my head, but I also like kind of began getting in this relationship. And
yeah, that's true.
And like it's so crazy.
It's a COVID relationship.
Yeah,
it really is.
Oh my god, we're gonna have like babies in like 9 months from the fucking quarantine. They're all gonna be like their own stage of babies.
Oh my
like
god.
The baby boomers,
and now like COVID babies.
Yeah,
wow.
Much. Corona babies.
She meant like people in general, not like her, because it sounded like you were like, we're gonna have babies.
Oh, no,
I was
like, no, absolutely not. However, it's so funny on TikTok how there's like, there'll be like all these sounds, like all these songs are from COVID,
and it brings
like,
you back.
Bro, it like puts me through a time machine.
It really
to
does.
Sitting on my couch in my old apartment, like scrolling through TikTok with my boyfriend.
Yeah,
and like
it really does.
It's just, that was such a crazy time.
It's wild.
I can't wait to talk about it in like a couple of years.
Yeah, and like look back on it.
Yeah,
like because it'll be nice to like reflect on it from like a more like healed place.
Yes, and not wondering if we're gonna die or not.
As a world, you know, as a country.
Yeah,
as a more healed country, to look back and be like, oh my god, that was such a shitty time. That will never happen again because we have better government in place.
But not to mention, I also think that like, what other point in our lives were we forced to slow down for months? And like, I feel like there were so many silver linings. You know, of course, it is completely a tragedy with, you know, the deaths and, you know, the health issues that everyone's experiencing, but job loss and financial burden.
It affected so many people in so many different ways.
Yeah, but I also feel like so much good was brought out of it. Like, some people started businesses, some people found their creativity, some people got closer to their family, some people, you know, found out that maybe they don't want to spend the rest of their lives with someone, you know, because, and I feel like that's kind of why I feel like it's kind of not strange for Juan and I mean, also we've known each other for like 8 years, so it is a little bit different, but like, bro, we went through COVID together, where we were locked inside for weeks at a time together.
Like, you know, you won't strangle each other.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Like,
for sure.
And even we did, of course, there was like tense times and like times that we argued, but like, it wasn't, you know.
Yeah, you didn't want to kill each other.
Yeah. So that's also pretty reassuring to me.
Yeah, absolutely. What else? I said I wanted to work on being more content, and I wanted to meditate more. Like, that was in my goal list for my 24th year, and I can say I do feel like I've implemented that in my life more, just having more moments of just being completely like at peace with myself and like the current moment, living in the present. So I feel like I've grown in that way. And
just appreciating where we are right now.
Totally. Also, I think I really practiced gratitude a lot during that time. I was really, you know, just trying to hone in on everything I'm thankful for, my health, my lungs, my air, like really really feeling that deeply. So definitely COVID made me more grateful, I think, in general, and really made me appreciate my health in a way that I haven't before. You know?
Absolutely. Even after like I got it. Yeah. And I was
totally
so scared because, you know, like we said earlier, we have still to this day, we have so little information. Like some people are like, I have asthma now because of COVID.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
that's what scares me is like the long-term effects that people end up having.
Yeah. So many people like, you know, weren't as fortunate as I was, where I don't feel like I do have any long-term side effects. But, you know, at that time, it was really, really fucking scary. And it was really scary when I gave it to Juan. Yeah. Because Juan did not, he was way worse off than I was.
Yeah.
And
you don't want to see anyone you love, like, just
in pain
that state.
And in that, oh my God, it was so scary.
Yeah.
And like, that has really made me appreciate him, his health, my health, like just like so much more, because even though, you know, I just could never like imagine having, you know, a partner like, you know, get a debilitating disease or something of that nature. Like it's you just have a newfound appreciation and, you know, and empathy
for normalcy too.
Yeah. And empathy for those who are maybe going through it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Like it makes me more thankful for this. It makes me more thankful for just normal, what we experience every day as a normal life, because for so many months of this year, what we were experiencing was not normal.
No.
So even just, you know, driving down to Miami, going to a restaurant,
sitting in a restaurant,
getting your nails done. Like I think definitely I learned a valuable lesson about that.
Yeah.
And also I just felt like I should mention what the favorite book I read was, which in this past year, which was Atomic Habits. I believed I have spoke about it before.
Juan's reading it right now.
Oh, such a good book. I want to go back and I took notes on most of the chapters, but I want to go back and finish my notes. But great book, can't recommend it enough. And another habit that I'm really proud of is sleeping with my phone in the living room.
Do you still do that now?
Yeah,
that's good.
I have for the past like maybe like 4 months, around there. But yeah, I feel like that's been huge for me. It's been huge for me, kind of like getting a nighttime routine kind of down, and very like not a whole ass routine, but just like having more of a ritual before I go to sleep instead of scrolling on my phone. And that's been like a huge thing for me in the past years, and I really implemented that this year, which I think is a good thing. Yeah.
The other night I was sleeping over at Juan's, and he was watching the election, and I was just super tired, so I passed out early in his bed. And at some point I like woke up and I started like yelling. I was like, where are we going? Because I sleep talk.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And so he's in the living room, I'm in the room, and I'm like, I'm starting, he told me that I was like grunting, like making like noise, like you know. And so he comes into the room and he's like, what? And I was like, where are we going? And he's like, he's laughing at me, and he's like, I don't know. And I slightly remember this because sometimes when I'm like sleep talking, I think I know what I'm saying, but what comes out is different than what I intend. And then apparently I was like, can Ashley come? And if those of you who don't know, Ashley is like my cousin / one of my best friends.
Funny. Can Ashley come?
Yeah.
Did you tell her?
Yeah, I told her.
That's so funny.
Which is so funny though, because it just reminds me of like when we were kids, and I was like, can Ashley come?
Yeah.
So yeah. Funny. So I need to. I also woke up for the past 2 nights with my lamp on, and I go to sleep with my lamp off.
So weird. I'm turning it on. You just have to start doing it. Like put it out here, charge it out here, and go in your room.
Yeah.
You just gotta do it.
I know. I've been using it to track my sleep too, though.
Yeah, because if my phone is in my room, I'm on it. There's no yeah. Like you have to. It's
also nice sleeping next to someone. Like I feel like that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Because when I'm sleeping next to Juan, I sleep perfectly. Like I don't get like the sleep paranoia. I don't get like. I don't get scared, and I don't wake up as much. And if I do wake up, I go right back to sleep.
Yeah, that definitely plays a part for sure. You feel more safe and secure.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just like sitting there picturing
your death.
Who's going to come up from under my bed.
Who's going to scale your balcony.
Yes.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, that's something. And also, I think for my next year, I actually want to implement, instead of no social Sundays, I think I'm going to work on no social weekends, actually. Just because I feel like we spend so much time working on our phones.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason that we should have we don't really need it on the weekend. So we shouldn't need it on the weekend.
Yeah, unless we're like doing something, you know, super interesting or fun or, you know, Instagram worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like...
And you can always take the content and then post it later. Post it on Monday.
Yeah, and it'll make me even more willing to go hard on social media Monday through Friday, knowing that I have a 2-day break coming up where I can just fucking be off my phone.
Yeah, no, 100%.
We also want to do a dedicated digital minimalism day. I mean, episode at some point. Sorry,
Yeah.
we're like watching Ellie.
We're watching Ellie right now.
So yeah, and then things I want to work on is protecting my energy more, which I feel like I've definitely have improved on, but even more, like, can always improve that. And I want to work on my overall perspective. I think I get really lost in my head. I can tend to get kind of lost in my head sometimes, not necessarily my thoughts, but I just want to work on like an overall feeling of just feeling more grounded in general.
Yes.
I just want to walk around the earth feeling more grounded.
More aligned, I think, is what it is. Like, not only grounded, but just, I feel like, you know, I feel like the word aligned maybe isn't used enough. And like, I feel like that's a really important word because it goes kind of hand in hand with grounded, but it also like, it just brings me back to a feeling of like, you know,
like you're off track.
Yeah, bringing me right back on track. And since I've been rereading The Power of Now, it's been helping me with that a lot because the minute I feel myself in my head or those, you know, my energy feeding into like an emotion or a thought, I become present in it. And it removes that hamster wheel of energy immediately. Like that's like, you know, that's the key. That's like a pro tip is like putting your consciousness, like bringing, you know, bringing awareness into like, if you're like starting to get really upset or starting to get really, you know, whatever negative feeling you're feeling, if you just bring your awareness into that, it stops that immediately.
Yeah. And I think for me personally, I think a lot of it has to do with perspective. Like a lot of times I think like once I have perspective on a situation, on life, on what's important, on what matters, like when I'm on my deathbed, I think that also grounds me too. And like whatever I'm feeling wrapped up in or worried about, anxious about, et cetera, et cetera.
Love that.
And the last thing I really would like to focus on is like finding this really fine line balance between being content and having ambition. Yes. I think that's something that, you know, I might not ever conquer. That might be a life's work.
I mean, everything is kind of like a life's work, but
you know, I want to feel more balanced in it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that could be its own episode too, is just like, you know, having that contentment and gratitude for where you're at and meeting yourself where you're at, but also pushing yourself to be more and be better and be the best version of yourself. It's hard. It's tricky. It is. It is very fine line.
And the thing is, you know, life will constantly throw, you know, obstacles at you to help you get to where you're going. So, you know, viewing everything as an obstacle to almost like enlightenment is really the perspective to have.
As a challenge, yeah.
So, like, even, you know, these challenges that we have with our different businesses, like real estate and Casa and the podcast, like, they're all just challenges thrown at us to make us the best versions of ourselves.
Yeah. So that's what I want to work on this year, and a whole other fucking list of things, but I wrote it all down in my journal. Yeah,
we actually, before this, we had like a little like kind of a brainstorming, brain dumping meeting, and we're just, you know, just talking about where we're at right
strategy
now.
And just moving forward with our projects, because we have so many ideas for things,
so much.
And it's like, it's hard to not, I think we've shared this concept before, but it's hard to not, and from bigger pockets, I can't take credit. It's hard to not build all these halfway bridges to islands, you know, and like, it's hard when you have all these ideas and you're like, oh, but we could start this and that could make us money, and then we can build this business. But it's like,
it's hard to not stretch yourself so thin.
Sometimes you really got to hone in on like that one thing, those one or two bridges, and like build it all the way to the island instead of taking the time and building all these halfways there.
Yeah. And I think it's also a little bit different because it's like we have each other, so it's like, you know, we're both building the bridges, so that's kind of also like why these things kind of, you know, not spin out of control, but why we have so many ideas.
Why ideas escalate and we're like, it's totally doable, we can make it happen,
because we can. There's so much within our reach, but it's really about honing in on like what aligns most with us and what'll be most lucrative or be most fulfilling. And we kind of you know, set out like a weekly schedule that I think is going to help us a lot. You know, Mondays we work on this, Tuesdays dedicated to a personal day.
Add some structure into our lives.
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm missing personally. Like I have a little bit of it, you know, just kind of by scheduling out my week, you know, during the weekend, and, you know, letting myself, you know exactly what's going on. But I think that dedicating like a full day and then kind of going from there, so that I'm not doing like, you know, the podcast and Casa stuff and then cleaning my house and doing all, you know, different tasks in one day.
I think as humans, we just need some sort of structure.
Yeah. And I think that that'll help a lot, just with, you know, mental clarity and being aligned, and, you know, just, you know, having almost like a work-life balance as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So you don't end up like finishing campaigns on a Sunday night and like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that
about wraps us up.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed our little Chit Chat episode. I would call this a Chit Chat. You know, we're just
Chit Chat.
You know, we think it's important to show up every week. We might not have the most interesting, amazing guest ever who's going to tell you how to become a billionaire
overnight
by the end of the day. But we show up every week because we love you guys, and we're here. We'll keep making it happen.
For as long as we can.
For as long as we can. And we love hearing your guys' feedback. If, you know, you have topic ideas, anything, send them our way. Like, that is absolutely what we love. And yeah,
thank you guys for tuning in and listening all this way. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please take a screenshot, share it on your stories, tag the brothers,
tag us.
We have our merch launching very soon.
We are actively working on designs.
We have the mock-ups ready.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, so we're going to be ordering our samples to make sure everything is good to go.
Okay.
And yeah, we're really excited for you guys to see it. It's really cute stuff.
Yeah, subscribe to my YouTube, follow her at the Casa Experience, her business, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace out, brothers.